play with your work with ya. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, oh. Time na money. Time na money, eh. Time na money. Make you use your time well. No waka waka. No gossip gossip. No spoil another man. Use your time well. Do better thing. Money na dey fall from heaven. Do better thing. Money go come. Na true word I dey tell you so. Money na so.
Hi folks, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you wherever you are watching. This is TJ reaching you from Citadel of Wisdom, a channel that is dedicated to the killing of ignorance among men through sharing of factual and quality information that will enable man to take decisions that are appropriate for better living. If you are just watching us, kindly subscribe to our channel, Citadel of Wisdom with TJ. Turn on your notification bell and like all our videos. For our folks watching on YouTube, the notification bell is right on top, which is the bell icon. Kindly click on it and you'll be alerted each time we upload new video. In this edition, we'll talk about time and life. That's all that we have. Time and life. Why are we wasting it? Time and life, why are we wasting it? What is time? A dictionary meaning of time is the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future. Time is measured in seconds, in minutes, hours, day, week, month, year, decades, millennium, and so on and so forth. To my folks who studied science and engineering, I want to remind you of the topic called function. Function and the Laplace theory. You will remember that the function f of t, which we call time, must always be equal or greater than 0. And from there, it grows exponentially. I want to tell us today, in layman's language, that what the mathematicians call the f of t greater or equal to 0 simply means that time waits for no man. Time is continuous and it is also of exponential order. Every event in life has an associated time. There is a time a baby is to be born, and there is a time a man is to die. Now, the time a baby is born, that is when time begins to count. We can say f of t is equal to 0 before a baby is born, and it becomes greater than 0 once that baby is delivered here on earth. Now let us look at life. Life simply means the existence of an individual, human being, or animal. It is also regarded as the condition that distinguish an animal or a plant from other organic matter. And life includes the capacity for growth, the capacity for reproduction, the capacity for functional activity, and the continual change that happens in the life of plants or animals. These changes precedes death. Now, it is important to take note of the following: that time and life are continuous. It is important to also know that while time is continuous, generally, life always have an end. It has a beginning, it has an end. The beginning and the end of a time creates an interval, which we call the existence of man. It is also important to note that life and time is one thing that all men have equally. You can't say because you are rich or you are the richest man in the world, you can't have more than 24 hours in a day. So we all have time and life equally, whether you are rich or you are poor. It is important to also note that this time and life is the greatest possession of man. If anybody is going to be anything at all, you need life and you need time. What we do with our time and what we do with our lives is what determines where we find ourselves at every point while we are here on earth. It determines what happens to us in most cases. What we do with it, the decisions we take per time, determines what happens to us in life. Now, I want to come back to how time and life are being wasted in Nigeria. It is so sad that Nigerians and Nigerian leaders, particularly the political elites, they have refused to pay attention to the function of time and life. It is so sad that it is not because they don't know, but because they choose not to pay attention. I quickly want to mention to us today four things that our leader did with our collective time and life as a nation. In the last 55 years, our leaders, both in the form of military and civilian, have succeeded in doing these four things with our time and life. Number one, they took over our collective destiny as a nation, as a people, from different ethnic nationalities. They took over our collective destiny and they began to run the affairs of our people. Number two, they have been wasting our time and wasting our lives in the last 55 years. Since the foundation of our nation called Nigeria was destroyed in 1966, since the center of one Nigeria was destabilized in 1966, successive leaders have succeeded in wasting our lives, in spending our time without any purposeful leadership, without any agenda whatsoever for the people. Remember, when we say you spend, it simply means you use up. You are reducing. What you spend is what depreciates. For example, if you have 1,000 naira and you spend 100 naira, you are reducing it in value. So there are different ways that our leaders have been spending our lives and our time. And I'll tell you, they spend enormous resources, time and money on projects that are of little or no value to the people. Year in, year out, they spend money on refineries, yet they keep importing fuel for the people. They wasted so much resources for how many years now on projects like Ajaokuta Steel Complex. Look at it as at today, nothing is still coming out of it. It's all rhetorics. Roads, education, healthcare, and other infrastructures of human development. A lot of resources have been wasted on this with little or no impact at all. They are the ones that will spend several billions on a project that are of poor quality. They are the ones that doesn't even have maintenance culture to ensure the integrity of every infrastructure built with the Commonwealth is maintained. They are the ones that will spend 10 naira to provide an infrastructure that is of 10 kobo value. This is what we have been going through over the last 55 years. Number 3, our leaders have been careless with our lives and with our time. They don't think beyond themselves and their families. They don't really care about us. All they are concerned about is who gets what. Politics and power without development of the people is all that they are out there to do. People may be killed, some may be kidnapped, many are raped, as long as those victims are not their wives, nor their children. They don't bother. They don't give a damn. Do you know, in the last 55 years, our leaders have been wasting our time and wasting our lives. Our military and the political class, they destroy the foundation that binds the country together. They destabilize the binding force, which was based on negotiation and agreements. Now, they laid another foundation for us that is deliberately designed to make them rich, designed to make them feed fat, while our people are getting lean and dying. 55 years down the line, our story has always been that of a worse year than the past ones. We have always been having better past years. Our story is always old glories. For how long are we going to continue like this? They continue to squander our resources. They continue to underutilize our resources. They continue to dispose of our commonwealth while they are feeding fat with the corrupt system. They renew their powers using you and I to validate them. They are being in position every 4 years. Every 4 years, same story. They come back to you. We're going to give you light. We're going to give you water supply. We're going to give you roads. Election campaigns are always around 3 major things. We're going to give you roads. We're going to give you power supply. We're going to give you potable water. Year in, year out. It is this same story. No power supply, no good roads, no jobs, no education. Yet, they come every 4 years telling you the same story. And then you willingly validate them in power through your votes. I'm aware that many of you vote because you collect money, 500 naira, 5,000 naira, a bag of rice, some pieces of indomie, and for that reason, you allowed your life and your time to be wasted. My advice to you folks is that we cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result, is nothing but insanity. Therefore, today, the result is clear. Nigerians are now worried about life. Those 4 things that our leaders did to us, that they spent our time and life, they were careless about it. They wasted it. And the result of it today is that you and I are now worried about our life and about our time in the space called Earth, especially in our location on the globe called Nigeria. We worry about what to eat because the unemployment rate is at the highest ever. The exchange rate is at the highest ever. There is virtually nothing to write home about as far as development is concerned, as far as infrastructural development is concerned. Yet, borrowing continues. Many destinies have been ruined. People who have hopes and aspirations are now in their 60s and there is nothing to write home about. People are in their 50s. Those who had jobs yesterday, they don't have today. And there is no hope of them getting it tomorrow. There is fear of being killed, fear of being kidnapped, and fear of even being raped. And my question is this: if we know that in the entity called Nigeria, those are the corridors of power, have been using that project called Nigeria with weak foundation, and there is no intention, no plan to rebuild that foundation such that it will provide hope for everyone. If you and I know that this is the situation we find ourselves, why then are you submitting yourself as a willing tool to be used through election? Why are you validating them in power? Why have you resorted back to faith that does not work? All they tell you is to go and pray. Pray for Nigeria. We are wasting time. We have to be realistic with ourselves. Tell these people that enough is enough. Stop validating them in power just because of a cup of rice or some pieces of indomie. It is ridiculous. I know many people will not agree with me on this conversation. But whatever your comment is, I just want to say it. At this point, folks, I want to ask us at our individual levels, what are you doing with your life? And what are you doing with your time? Are you spending your time? Or you are using it? Are you spending your life? Or you are using it? Remember, what you spend is what diminishes. What you spend is what reduces. What you spend is what depreciates. What you use and you use well is what had values. Think about these things and adjust where necessary. Again, folks, this is Citadel of Wisdom with TJ, a channel that is dedicated to driving conversations around contemporary issues for you and I to draw up wisdom. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Share our videos. Click on the notification bell so that you can be alerted each time we upload new videos. You can as well go back and watch our previous videos. They are good for you. Bear in mind, TJ understands that you are wise people. But I have a duty on this channel. My duty is always to be there to drop some more wisdom in your cup. Till I see you next time, keep safe, remain blessed, and have a good day. Bye.